Hello, you're watching Kel67 Gaming, and it's about that time, isn't it,
Yeah.
where we do our...
Month in Games.
Well, I hate to say it, it's been another one of those months where I haven't really had as much time as I would have liked. You you haven't been around much either
No.
because you
I was
had
self-isolated
to
for 2
isolate
weeks.
for a little while. But we did still manage to get some gameplay in.
And as we do in Month in Games, I think we should start off with what we chose for each other. So, do you want to go first?
Well, do you remember what you chose for me?
I do. I chose for you the Kingdom Hearts, specifically the PS3 1.5 HD remake.
Right then. Well, I guess we can have a little look and see how we got on with that then. Kingdom
Now,
Hearts, and you asked me to play this,
I
so
did.
I gave it a good go. I played longer than you ever played of it. I did notice. I played further into the game and got to a higher level.
Right, I get it. I quit games early if there's other games that I want to play. But how did you find the game anyways?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a Kingdom Hearts game.
It's I don't like the real time battle thing in an RPG. That doesn't work for me.
You like turn-based, don't you?
Well, I'm not a massive fan of Disney either, so it's like I don't get the whole charm of the Disney thing, but it's all right for what it is, I guess. I quite like the platforming elements of it. That's all right.
I asked you to play it because obviously, not that long ago you were playing Kingdom Hearts 3 by yourself, weren't you? Because it was
yeah, I mean, I gave it a go. Again, though, I didn't really stick with Kingdom Hearts 3 because.
But then again, I thought this one has Squall, your favourite.
Squall isn't never very long though.
Well, have you played all the way through?
Well, no, neither have you.
No, but I know that he doesn't just appear at the beginning and
No,
then
you don't,
leaves
because you've never played it.
But either way, is it a good game? Would you say?
It's all right. It's all right if you're into that sort of thing.
I like how you're letting Goofy just kill the enemies whilst you collect all the money.
Oh, well, that's his job. He's got to know his role. And then you can see that one of these, like I say, the platforming elements in it. The whole platforming thing, I get into. There's some puzzle solving, so it's all right. It's just I don't know.
Not for you. For the most part. Now.
Well, I'm not sure that I'll go back to this one. To be perfectly honest with you, you should maybe go back to this one if you like it because I got further than you got in it.
I definitely should. I enjoyed it when I went through it originally. When I did go through a bit of it, so I really should.
Just it doesn't really tick the boxes for me as far as an RPG goes. But I mean, it's all right at what it is. Maybe if I was more into Disney, maybe
if you were more into like the freestyle combat of RPGs.
Well, the combat doesn't really do it for me. The platforming's all right, but if you want a 3D platformer, why would you pick Kingdom Hearts ahead of
Stuff like Mario and stuff.
something else? Exactly. So, it was all right.
Just not for you.
Not for me. Maybe you should play. And I'll be able to tell you where to go because, like I say, I got further than you ever got.
Yeah.
So there you go then. So that was what I played. And for you, I chose you a great game, didn't I?
Yes.
What game did I choose you?
You chose me, Suikoden 3.
Certainly did. Shall I have a look at you playing it?
Yeah.
I asked you to play Suikoden 3. How'd you find it?
Well, I like parts of it. I didn't like other parts. Obviously, this is when you're just getting into, obviously, the clans getting decided. And I chose to play as Lady Chris in this.
Now, this is the first 3D Suikoden game. The previous two were pixel, basically upgraded 16-bit games is what they were. I quite like the art style in this, the chibi style in it.
I like the art style. Here we are going to Nojo.
And you've obviously like, this is a Suikoden game, so as well as having normal squad-based battles, you've got your duels. You don't have the mass.
You don't have the mass battles, but even then, the mass battles weren't something that I particularly liked. And I know that's probably not going to be
And you don't
the best, but
you don't have the 108 stars of destiny in this one either, do you?
not that I'm aware of.
Right. Okay. But I mean, it seems like a charming enough game.
And there's 6 different characters you can play through.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You start off with 3, and then you unlock another 3 as you go through the game with obviously the different characters.
So there's plenty of replay value in this.
There's definitely a ton, and obviously you've got the different chapters with each and every one. So there is, if you really enjoy it, there is a ton of replay value. And she's nearly dead. So yeah, we are. I think we're relatively in the lead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, looks like this going to be the one that takes her out.
No, because I was defending
Alright.
at this point, because I thought maybe if I miss it'll stun her a bit, but it didn't work out in my favour. So just have to attack her this time.
Oh, still just not
One
quite
shot
there.
away. And we both went for the death blow.
Death blow, not like a bit overkill, not like a slither of health.
That's how I went through it. Now,
I'm not sure that you totally embraced the
not at all.
Suikoden way with the different types of battle. And
No, I found that the standard turn-based was good, but I would kind of want a bit more control of the troops. And obviously I actually did quite like the duel with that I had.
the other thing that's different about this Suikoden, as opposed to the first two, which just got the completely open overworld view, is this has got like these.
It's got the points on the map where you
yeah,
travel,
it's
and
like
then you have to go through little areas and everything.
A bit like if anyone's played Suikoden Tear Christ on the DS, it's that same sort of thing. But as good as this is, you didn't really embrace it as
No,
much
I
as
didn't
you could.
embrace it. I think it's either because I didn't spend much time on it, which I will admit. I spent just over 3 hours or so getting into chapter 2 with Chris and unlocking the 4th character that you can go through.
Well, when you were playing it there, like I said, I really like the art style of it.
I do actually quite like the art style. I think it's just some of the combat isn't for me. But whereas I'm not going to say that I'm never going to go back to it, but I'm also not going to say that I'm going to go straight away back to it.
No.
It's sort of in the middle, in the maybe to do.
We'll see what happens then. But we've got a lot of Suikoden games that you can play through if you've
At least
got
4.
into it. But
At least 4, all on the PS3.
like I say, I've got Tear Christ on the DS as well. But if you don't embrace it, I guess you don't embrace it. I just really like.
You really enjoyed the first one.
The first Suikoden was like the first RPG that I really got into, so that's why it's kind of special for me. But I haven't been playing any Suikodens or anything like that.
No.
What I did do is, I said last month I was going to, I finally got round to completing the Mafia Definitive Edition. I know I played this one last month as well, but he didn't throw that one very well, did he? Set himself on fire.
It's a complete uncontrolled character, isn't it?
But I did actually complete Mafia over the last month. This again, I just really enjoyed, and just
Something that just gravitated towards it.
even if I was just like playing one mission a night, I just kept.
You're playing like 1 or 2 missions at a time.
Yeah, I just kept going at it, and really got into the story of it. I think I mentioned last month that it's not really what I expect, because I kind of expected an open world game, and
Like
it's
Mafia
not.
2.
But
It's a linear experience.
But
For the most part.
it's brilliant. It's the story's really good, drags you in, and it's a proper Mafia game. Just really enjoyed every minute of it. Even I don't play a lot like Gears of War and stuff like, so this cover shooting thing isn't something that I'm really into. But even this, I really enjoyed.
So do you think you might give Gears of War a try at some point?
Nah, just can't get into Gears of War.
Thief of Miguel was an amazing game. But back on topic of Mafia. So, was he completing over the 2-month period?
That was just it was a great experience. And anyone who hasn't played,
The original or the definitive edition?
well, if they haven't played the definitive, I would certainly suggest that they play it. I don't know how it stacks up to the original game. I would imagine that it's quite similar because it didn't go open world and it kept the rigid mission structure. So, if you haven't played it,
Stuck to the source.
give it a go. It's a brilliant, brilliant game.
Missed.
So I did get round to finally finishing this game. I can't say enough good things about it. It was a brilliant story. The game itself plays brilliantly.
I think it speaks for itself, to be completely
And
honest.
you see how great it looks. Again, I've got no point of reference because I didn't play the original game on the Xbox and PlayStation 2 that it came on.
Yeah, or something like that.
But yeah, anyone who's on the fence about getting this game, just get it. It's a great experience.
And you don't even need to get it in the trilogy. You can get it as a standalone
Well,
copy, can't you?
yeah, I got it standalone because
We already have Mafia 2 as
Oh, yeah.
a physical on the 360 and on PS now.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Mafia 3 digitally on the PS4.
Well, we had Mafia 3 Definitive Edition anyway. Mafia 2, the physicals that we've got, it's got all the DLC.
Yeah,
and
it's
everything
got all
anyway.
the DLC on a separate disc.
But I think it's down to like £20-25 now. So
Yeah,
if you haven't got it, there's no excuse for that. So go out and buy it now. What about you? What else have you
Now,
played?
Obviously, speaking about the Mafia trilogy there, I actually played the rest of Mafia 3.
Let's have a look then.
Now,
You went back to Mafia 3
yes,
because
I
you
did.
never actually quite completed it, did you?
I didn't complete it. I found out that I was actually quite a decent way through. And actually, on the day of recording this, I've actually completed the game.
All right. Well,
But there's one or two endings, and I think I went for the one where Lincoln goes out of town. He stays away from being in a mafia with Vito, Cassandra, and Burke, because I actually managed to keep them all as like my friends. So, but yeah, here we are.
again, it's
The cover to cover.
it's very familiar. A lot of games have this kind of stealth cover mechanic, don't they?
But to be fair, obviously you don't have to do the stealth mechanics unless you can just go in with your guns and just shoot everyone. But
I wouldn't recommend it.
not especially when you're trying to save someone. So I thought might as well not. Here we are. And I think he saw a little bit of maybe my suit or something. Just need to take care of him. Now I need to get all the way up there, and I can already see there's two people there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to whistle one of them away with the other.
But you really did get into this game when you played it.
I
didn't you?
did. I think at the start I got like over halfway through, so
It's kind
this
of.
recent month I've just...
I just think it's weird. It's this kind of weird thing. It's a mafia game that's not a mafia game.
Well, for me it's just a good shooter, so...
Yeah, it hasn't got the storyline to be a mafia game. There you go.
Well, it's not a traditional mafia game anyways, but it sort of still has a bit where you're actually taking down a mafia instead of being in one.
You understand English? See? I killed the men outside. I only want to talk to you, so I'm gonna put my gun down, alright? If you try and fuck me, I kill you! Fair enough.
Now,
How'd you find it? Because actually it's been a little while since
it's
you
been like
played
3 or
it.
4 months, hasn't it?
Oh,
Something
yeah.
like
And
that.
you got a good way into it, and then you
I stopped for some reason.
probably played something else. You know
I
what
think
you're like.
as soon as I play something else, I'll try and just gravitate towards that. But I did come back to it, and for me, I find it to be a really enjoyable game. I think going through, obviously, there is that repetitiveness, which I think quite a lot of people are kind of not on the agreement side of, because it's every district you have to go through doing
Yeah.
the rackets,
I don't,
sending them to the different people.
I don't think that Mafia 3's
A true Mafia game.
well, not just that. I don't think it's held in particular high regard by fans of the series. It's kind of the
It's the outlier.
it's the game that, you know,
People just want to shrug
of the
underneath
three
the rug.
Mafia games. If you're going to choose which order you got to play them in, you might not know which one's going to get played first, but you know which one's getting played last.
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
that's it.
But for me, I found it quite enjoyable going through it. I think I found it quite enjoyable more because that break made it so that it wasn't me continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Possibly,
I did
possibly.
take the break, and then I came back and obviously getting to the end, defeating Sal, Marcano, and everything. It just felt like a really good game to me.
So have you got any want to go back and play Mafia 1 or 2?
Well, to be fair, I did play a bit of Mafia 2 when you were playing through it, and I have seen Mafia 1. So I think if I'm going to go through anything, because obviously I've seen you play Mafia 1, the definitive edition, quite recently, I think if I'm going to go through them, I'm going to go through them in backwards.
Oh,
So-
right, okay.
Because Mafia 2 is not as fresh in my mind as Mafia 1.
Oh, that works too. And actually, you didn't watch me play much of Mafia.
I didn't
2.
watch you play much of the start, but I did watch you play a bit of the end. So I think I should give that a break before I even touch that.
Okay. What else have I played? You know I do like my sports titles.
You do?
And the Bizarre Sports drop on Game Pass, and you know I've got to
Quite
give it
an
a try.
athletics one.
So I played Cricket 19. Cricket game then.
Now this one has just went on Game Pass, hasn't it?
It has, and obviously, being Scottish and absolutely nothing about cricket.
But I say,
Um,
no, no, you be one for cricket.
But I just got a home run there, you can see.
We're playing baseball.
Well, whatever they call it. So I'm playing this. This is actually the final of the World T20. I don't know what T20 is. It's the World T20 Cup. And I thought I'll play Scotland because Scotland's bound to be the best team in the world at cricket. Because we're Scotland.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, look at that. Like bloody Derek Jeter here. That is another home run. And not only was that a home run, but that was the one man. You don't even have to run all the way around to get the points on the board.
You don't run all the way around places in cricket. You run from post to post.
Ah well, but there you go.
At least I know something
that was-
about cricket,
That
unlike
was
you.
the very end of man. And you only get one innings. It's not like baseball where you get 9. And that was it. 2 home runs to finish the innings. And there you go. I told you Scotland was the best team in the world. There they are. Probably with the T20. Wait till you see it when the scoreboard comes up. It says T20. It's like somebody's wrote it with a stutter. See, it says T20. I don't know what a T20 World Cup is. So here's a sport I completely don't understand any of the rules, but you could see absolutely smashing those home runs out the stadium. So
Quite clearly doesn't know anything about cricket. Obviously calling home runs
Yeah,
from
home
baseball
runs.
into cricket.
but
But
I've played MLB The Show. I know what the crack is.
that's baseball, not cricket. But you know,
It's the same thing. But I played the T20 Cup. Why you type it with a stutter's beyond me.
I don't know. I know more about cricket than you, and I still don't know.
The T20
So-
Cup. And I won it, so I think I've done my stint on cricket because I don't understand it, and it's quite a slow game.
But anyways,
So that was like a little distraction that I had.
a little thing that you could just play on your off
Aye,
time.
Yeah.
But
what
going
else
back,
did you play?
I asked you not that long ago actually to play a specific PS4 game, and obviously you did play it a bit, but you didn't complete it. So I thought that I would go back to even start it and complete Resident Evil 7. Now,
This is you playing Resident Evil 7
yes.
in VR.
No.
Not a chance.
Not a chance yet. Not until I know the layouts. But this is actually the end of the game. And here we are. This is actually Visions because we're back in the guest house as Ethan. Obviously, there's a vision of Mia. But at this point...
But this is what Resident Evil's all about. Is they're going through the creepy house. I know you probably think it's a shooter, but it's absolutely not. The shooting.
This one's not a shooter by any means
Shooting's
necessary.
completely incidental in a proper Resident Evil.
The gun is for self-defense, not for attacking. In these cases,
I remember-
there's Evelyn.
I remember unloading the whole clip into the head of that guy in the garage when I played through it.
Jack Baker.
Um,
He's dead in my playthrough.
Didn't
Well, he's
do me
actually
any
not.
good at all.
Well, if you progress to the story, you will actually realise that Evelyn's the reason why they're like that. And obviously, Evelyn being the little girl controls them.
This is why you don't play in VR.
Not at all. Especially when you get later on. But obviously, this is going up to the Evelyn boss battle. And so you just go into the visions until you find her. And I think commonly you have the necrotoxin, which kind of melts her, and it's like kind of like the molded.
The whole atmosphere of this house and how it's almost like
There was no one
there's
in
like
it.
there's like a fog in it.
And here's the thing, the guest house, there's the big doll, but the guest house was never the scariest, was kind of the scariest one in a sense because you thought someone was in it even though no one was. And that's what kind of made it scary. Yeah, I even got the 44 Magnum, so here we're going to swap that over because I know Evelyn's coming up soon. There she is. And I'm sorted for this battle, but yeah. So completing the game, I've actually found it quite nice as well.
I don't know if nice is the word I would use.
Well, it's a nice
Resident Evil.
playthrough.
If you think it's nice, when we'll strap that VR headset on you, see how nice you find it then.
Sure. Here we go, injecting the necrotoxin into Evelyn.
Everything went white.
But it actually turns out Evelyn was the grandma in the house. In the wheelchair.
All right, okay.
There we go, it's just starting to decay.
Starting to melt.
Yes.
Must be warm. Yeah, you don't play that in VR.
I might at some point.
Now, unlike me, you didn't even attempt to play this in VR, did you?
No, not at all. Not yet. I might actually, because I kind of know where quite a lot of things are.
That's not going to help you. It really is.
How do you know?
You'll nope out of it very quickly. But
Maybe not as quick as you going just through the front yard, but
yeah.
I actually completed it and I'm on my second playthrough.
No.
Because I'm trying to get the trophies. For some reason or anything, I'm putting myself through
It's
complete torture.
It's
Going through
actually
my
a
house.
shorter game than I thought it was.
Yeah, you thought it was quite a long game, but
I
I
know.
completed it in like 5 hours.
Something like that.
I say 5 hours. Obviously, for some reason there's a speedrunner trophy, where you have to. I think it's completed in under 4 or 3.
Well,
I'm getting there. Coming on my second playthrough.
see, it's not something that interests me. Trying to speed run through a game. Enjoy the game. That's what it's there for. It's
Enjoy the game, but I think once you've enjoyed the game, if you do want to go through the trophies, it's going to be one of those where you have to keep it in the back of your mind, go quick, but at the end of it, obviously
it's not the way that I play the game.
completing the game, I actually saw Chris Redfield,
Okay.
and then even then I did actually go and complete the Naughty Hero DLC as well, where you get to play as Chris Redfield. So
Okay.
I've actually had quite a experience with.
You've
Resident
really
Evil,
played
so
this one, is what you're
I've
saying.
definitely played it a lot, and I've enjoyed it.
Well, you're not supposed to even have played it. I'm sure it says 18 on the box.
Well, I'm sure Mafia 3 says 18 on their boxes, but
Probably, but I don't have a box for that one. But so long as you enjoyed it, that's the main thing. I think there's only one other game that I've played over the last month. Well, played in
any form.
well, not the only other game that I played, but the only one that I've really sunk some time into. And again, it dropped on Game Pass.
Not that long ago.
So I played Forza 7. You know that I played an awful lot of Forza Horizon 4.
To be fair, I did play quite a bit of Forza Horizon 4, and I have played a bit of this as well, because this
And
has just gone on Game Pass as
It
well.
has just gone on Game Pass. And that's kind of why I played it. Now, I absolutely love Forza Motorsport 3. 4, 5 and 6, not so much. Don't know what it was, there's just something about those games that just wasn't as much fun to play. This is like playing Forza 3 again. It's like a return to form. And it's really gone back to, the tight controls and it's just huge fun to play. Obviously with massively updated graphics because Forza 3 was an early 360 game.
Yeah, it was like one of the ones that came out in the release, wasn't
It certainly was. So here you can see I'm going around,
it? Abu Dhabi,
is it?
I think
Yas Marina, I think it is. And
it's
that-
one of the two.
and a Ferrari F50. And you can see you've got quite a nice lead there and just crossed the line for the win here. So like I said there, Forza 7 is the first Forza Motorsport game that I've really got into since 3. And in between time, the Horizon games, only really 4 did I get into. So it was nice to find a good Forza that I really liked, and I really did like playing through
Because
this
you've
one.
played through all the cups and now you're going through the Elite Cups, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I haven't quite done everything in the game yet, but
You've played quite a bit of it,
Ah,
to be
yeah.
fair. You've completed the standard story and then you're going into the Elite story, I'd say.
it's just
In some sense.
it's because it's a fun game. I mean,
It's a fun racing game, to be fair.
like you have a look on my game score breakdown, you'll see I done the same with Forza 3. I really sunk some time into it and played everything, got all the gamer score. Not because I went for the gamer score, but just because I played it that much that the Chivos just popped up. And I'm sure that the same will happen with this one. But yeah, I played that, really enjoyed it. You played it a little bit as well.
I played it quite a little bit as well. I'm not as far into as you, because I think you're collected level 60, I'm only 5.
No, something.
But either way, you've enjoyed it?
I really
so
enjoyed it. And I'll continue to play it until I've
Gotten everything that
till
you
I've
want.
won every race in the game.
And got every car that you want, probably.
Well, we'll see.
Something like that.
I think I've got the vast majority of cars that I want. I've got like the General Lee and the Sega Rally, Lancia Delta, and all the classics. Got the RS Cosworth. Oh, got to have an RS Cosworth.
But it now comes to the point where we have to choose a game for each other.
Certainly
play.
does. Have you thought of one that you'd like me to play?
I have, indeed. And for me, I think I'm going back a bit because there was 2 games in a series of games that you actually quite liked, which I was surprised that you enjoyed them.
No, okay, I can't even think what
But
you're getting at now.
this one is digitally, because I know you didn't play them on the PS3. So for the PS4, I'm going to give you the remaster of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception.
Ah, right. Have I not?
No, you played 1 and 2.
All right. Okay. Right. Okay.
See, I'm going back a bit here.
I'll give that a go. Because I did play the other.
You played the other 2,
Aye.
and then obviously if you enjoy 3, you could go on a 4 as well, because that's on the PS4 as well.
Well, for you, I had a little look at what you've been playing recently. I noticed that you did go back to Mafia 3, and I thought I'll give you a game that is, in my opinion, extremely similar. Not one of the Mafia games though. It is on the PS3.
The Godfather.
The Godfather 2. My favourite Godfather game is actually the first one, the first Godfather game. But that one is more like Mafia 3, where you're taking over rackets and
So it's going to be quite a very similar experience, which I'll
tough wars
probably
and,
like.
and things like that. So I think that's the one that you'll probably like. Although, like I say, I prefer the first one. I think you're in Miami for that one. And because you've never seen the films, you won't even notice that.
I won't notice the
there's-
subtle references or anything.
Well, you'll not notice that there's a lot in there that bears no resemblance to what happens in the films anyway, which is kind of what spoiled it a bit for me. But you don't have that to spoil, so hopefully you'll get into that and enjoy playing that. Now, before we
Conclude this.
we'll finish this video, was it the last video where we decided we're going to have a giveaway for our
Yeah.
100 subscribers. I think we've got a couple more since we got to 100, so it's all going nicely. So everyone who's left a comment on the last video and is subscribed, what I'll do here, I'll put a little graphic up. I'll get like an app or something that's like randomly chooses an option. So that should be on the screen now if I've done it right. And when it picks one, if it has, I might have picked one already. I don't even know what I'm going to use, so I might have done it already. If you've won, we'll contact you if we can. If not, obviously, our Twitter handle is on the start of this video. Hit us up with a direct message, and just to confirm that it's you, we'll maybe ask you to put a keyword into comments of a video or something like that. We'll get your mailing details so we can get you whatever, because I still haven't
Yeah,
chosen.
we still haven't chosen yet.
Still haven't chosen what you're getting either. But we'll get something out in the post to you as soon as possible, if the post's working during lockdown.
Probably not.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it'll be a nice Christmas present for someone.
I'm sure it'll get through. But that is it for this time. So, and until next time, if you haven't already,
Give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and turn the notification bell so you get notified on when we upload, and we will see you in the next video.